Imagine this. You're walking confidently through airport security when suddenly a TSA officer raises a hand and signals you to stop. Your loyal carry-on, the one that's traveled with you for years, is suddenly too large. Before you can even argue, a tag is slapped on it, and just like that, your smooth departure turns into stress, confusion, and frustration. This is the exact nightmare millions of travelers are going to experience in 2026 because airlines around the world are quietly rolling out a completely new set of carry-on rules. Size limits, weight caps, battery restrictions, everything about the way you pack is about to change, and the crazy part, most people don't even know it's coming. This is not a small adjustment. This is a full reboot of how passengers travel, what they're allowed to bring, and how airports scan, measure, and track every centimeter of your luggage. Ignore a single rule, and you risk losing your bag, wasting your time, or paying ridiculous last-minute fees. So before you take another flight, listen closely, because these 7 new rules will determine whether you glide through security or get shut down right at the gate. Rule 1. The new global carry-on size law. Let's start with the rule that's surprising almost everyone, the universal carry-on size standard. After decades of chaos, every airline having a different measurement, constant complaints from travelers, endless confusion, 2026 finally introduces one worldwide size limit, 22 by 14 by 9 inches, or for metric travelers, 56 by 36 by 23 centimeters. Sounds like a great idea, right? Well, here's the catch. That measurement now includes every single part of your bag. The wheels, the handles, the corner guards, the bulging pockets. If it sticks out even slightly, it counts. No more sneaking in those "it will fit if I push it" suitcases. The age of "don't worry, it'll squeeze into the bin" is officially dead. And here's the painful truth. More than 60% of the carry-ons sold today already fail this new requirement. That loyal bag you thought was safe? It might fail instantly in 2026, and you won't know until a digital scanner at the gate exposes it. Yes, scanners. Airlines are replacing those old metal frames with sensor-based measuring systems that detect even the slightest size violation. Some airports are testing automated overhead bin scanners that catch oversized bags before you even reach boarding. Picture it. Your suitcase flashes red on a screen while the entire boarding line watches. The solution is simple, but urgent. Measure your bag today, use a tape measure, and include the wheels, handles, side grips, everything. If you're even 1 inch over, get ready to pay anywhere from $35 to $100 depending on the airline. Want to stay safe? Look for bags labeled 2026 size certified, cabin approved, or global carry-on compliant. Many companies are already releasing updated models, and you don't need expensive brands, just proper dimensions. Because the truth is, the most costly suitcase isn't the one you buy. It's the one you're forced to check when it fails the new rules. Rule 2. The weight crackdown gets real. If you thought the new size limits were strict, buckle up, because 2026 is the year airlines stop pretending weight limits are just recommendations. This time they mean business. Most carriers are locking the limit between 8 and 10 kilograms, about 17 to 22 pounds. Sounds manageable, until you realize a laptop, 1 pair of shoes, and your basic toiletries can already tip the scale. And here's the part travelers hate. Airlines no longer rely on your honor system. They've installed built-in scales at self-check kiosks and bag drop points that automatically weigh your carry-on before issuing your boarding pass. If you're even slightly over, you're flagged immediately. No arguing, no pleading. Some airlines are going even further. Weigh-ins at the gate. Imagine this. You cleared security, you're sipping a latte, waiting for boarding, when suddenly your name echoes through the gate area. You walk up and they point to the scale. If your bag is overweight, you'll repack in front of an audience, pay a surprise fee, or wave goodbye to your carry-on as it gets gate checked. The truth is simple. Weight is the new revenue stream. Every extra pound burns more fuel, slows turnaround times, and gives airlines another excuse to charge you. So what's the fix? Buy a small digital luggage scale. They cost around $10 and can save you hundreds. Weigh your bag at home, not at the airport when it's too late. Wear your heavy items, sneakers, jackets, jeans, hoodies. Every ounce off the scale counts. And follow the pro traveler rule. If you won't use an item 3 times, it stays home. Smart packing isn't about cramming everything just in case. It's about traveling light, efficient, and flexible, because in 2026, lighter bags mean smoother trips and fewer nasty surprises. Rule 3. Personal item restrictions tightening fast. Now for the part catching travelers completely off guard, personal items are getting smaller. Your second bag, whether it's a purse, laptop sleeve, or mini backpack, must now fit entirely under the seat. No corner sticking out, no just a little rise, no forcing it. The new universal size, 18 by 14 by 8 inches, 45 by 35 by 20 centimeters. Why the sudden crackdown? Because travelers kept stretching the definition of personal item and basically sneaking in 2 carry-ons. Airlines noticed, and in 2026 they're shutting that loophole for good. But here's the complication. Under-seat space isn't the same on every plane. On small regional aircraft, the space is tiny, sometimes barely enough for a slim laptop bag. On long-haul aircraft, you may get a bit more room, but it doesn't matter. The rule applies to every flight. If it doesn't fit fully under the seat, it's getting checked. No exceptions. Your best strategy? Use soft-sided bags. Hard shells are risky. Soft bags compress and can slide into tight spots. Pick bags with organized compartments so they don't puff out. And here's a pro tip most people overlook. Keep your essentials and irreplaceable items, medication, passport, jewelry, camera, cash, in your personal item, not in your overhead carry-on. If bins fill up and staff force you to gate check your larger bag, your personal item is the only one guaranteed to stay with you. Airlines expect most travelers to ignore this rule until they're standing at the gate with no backup plan, but the ones who adapt now, they'll never be caught off guard. Rule 4. The slow evolution of liquid rules. Finally, something that sounds like good news. The infamous 311 liquid rule that tortured travelers for nearly 20 years is finally starting to fade. Thanks to new CT scan security machines, some airports now allow full-size liquids and carry-ons. No more tiny shampoo bottles, no more squeezing everything into flimsy plastic bags. Sounds incredible, right? Well, not so fast. The rollout is a mess, inconsistent, slow, and different at each airport. Some terminals allow full-size liquids, others still enforce a strict 100 milliliter limit, and some airports mix old and new checkpoints in the same building, meaning you might breeze through security in one country and have your expensive lotion tossed out in another. Major international airports, places like Atlanta, Dallas, and Denver, have already rolled out the advanced CT scanners, but many smaller airports, they're still operating on old systems and may not upgrade for years, and that creates the perfect travel trap. You might depart from an airport that allows full-size liquids, only to connect through another that still enforces the strict 100 milliliter rule. One unlucky layover and suddenly your expensive lotion, face serum, or perfume gets tossed into a bin without warning. That's why the 2026 traveler's rule of survival is simple: pack defensively. Keep all your liquids in a clear, easy-access pouch right on top of your bag. If your departure airport uses new scanners, good, you'll walk straight through. If not, you can pull that pouch out instantly without ripping apart your entire carry-on in panic. Frequent flyers also swear by a clever trick. Switch to solid versions: solid deodorant, shampoo bars, solid cologne, solid sunscreen. None of them count as liquids, and all of them eliminate the stress of guessing which airport follows which rule. They're lighter, leak-proof, and perfect for unpredictable checkpoints. Before you fly, check your airport's website or app for scanner updates. Many major hubs now list if CT technology is active. 1 minute of checking can be the difference between a smooth morning and a meltdown at security, because in 2026, the smartest traveler isn't just the one who packs light, it's the one who packs strategically. Rule 5. Electronics and battery restrictions tightening hard. This is where 2026 quietly punishes anyone who isn't paying attention. Your gadgets and power banks are now under far stricter scrutiny. Security officers aren't just checking what you carry. They're checking whether your devices can actually turn on. If your phone, laptop, tablet, anything cannot power up when asked, it's considered suspicious. That device will not be allowed through. No battery, no boarding, no negotiation. And power banks? Even trickier. The only number that matters now is watt hours, WH. Under 100 watt hours, you're safe. Between 100 to 160 watt hours, you need airline approval before flying. Over 160 watt hours, completely banned from passenger aircraft, period. Most travelers have never looked at that tiny label on their battery and end up learning this rule the humiliating way, at the checkpoint while officers pull their power bank aside. For reference, a typical 20,000 milliamp hour bank at 3.7 volts is roughly 74 watt hours. Safe. But buy a higher capacity one without checking, and suddenly it's being confiscated in front of everyone. And there's more. Airlines are placing limits on the number of battery-powered devices you bring on board. 15 to 20 sounds generous until you count your phone, laptop, tablet, earbuds, smartwatch, camera, Kindle, power bank, hair trimmer, e-cig, rechargeable toothbrush. The list adds up fast. In 2026, that overloaded tech traveler look is exactly what gets you pulled aside. The smart travelers are changing the way they pack. They charge every device the night before, keep their power bank and cables right at the top of their bag, and they take a photo of each device's battery specs so they can prove compliance instantly. No fumbling, no guessing, no arguments at the belt. The careless ones? They stand there helpless while officers pull out gadgets they paid hundreds for, all because the device was dead or the label was unreadable. If your electronics can't turn on and your battery specs are a mystery, security won't take chances. In 2026, power equals proof. If it can't switch on, you shouldn't have packed it. Rule 6. Smart luggage under new fire. If you own one of those stylish smart suitcases with built-in chargers or tracking modules, listen carefully because 2026 puts them under strict conditions. Your bag is allowed only if the battery can be removed, no exceptions. This rule didn't come out of thin air. Airlines have battled growing issues with lithium-ion batteries, overheating, smoke in cabins, even emergency landings. A handful of high-profile incidents in recent years were traced back to smart bags whose batteries couldn't be powered off or disconnected. So the new standard is brutally clear. If the battery can't be taken out, the bag can't get on the plane. But here's what most travelers overlook. Even if your smart luggage is supposed to be compliant, security may still stop you and ask you to demonstrate the removal. If you can't detach the battery right there, if it's glued, welded, or you've never tried before, your only options will be to check the bag empty or leave it behind. Either way, a painful and expensive lesson. Manufacturers have already started responding. You'll see tags like TSA approved removable battery system or airline safe power module on new models. The good ones let you slide the battery out with a single button and carry it separately with ease. Some companies even offer upgrade kits for older bags, but not every model can be saved. Seasoned travelers are already ahead of the game. Before every flight, they charge their battery halfway, keep the removal port lint-free, and test the removal mechanism right before security, the same way you prepare your ID. Quick, calm, confident. Because in 2026, the smartest part of your smart luggage isn't the GPS or USB port. It's whether you can pull the battery before it pulls your trip apart. Rule 7, the overhead bin battle begins, and now we reach the final war, the fight for overhead bin space. In 2026, that cramped shelf above your head has become the most contested property on any flight. Airlines are squeezing in extra seats, running tighter turnaround schedules, and operating near full capacity. That means less available space, more frustrated travelers, and an explosion of priority boarding options designed to pressure economy passengers into paying just to secure a spot in the cabin. Basic economy is hit the hardest. Last aboard, first to lose overhead space. So imagine this. You arrive early, you clear security, everything feels fine until boarding begins. You watch each group step onto the jet bridge as the overhead bins fill up row by row. By the time your group is finally called, there's nothing left. A flight attendant steps forward, tags your carry-on, and sends it down the jet bridge to be gate checked. Your carefully packed bag disappears, maybe arriving scratched, maybe arriving late, or maybe missing entirely on a tight connection. Either way, your stress-free trip turns into a gamble the second you lose overhead access. There is a method to outsmart this chaos, and experienced travelers are already mastering it. First, board the plane as soon as your group is called. Don't dawdle at the cafe or check your phone. Every single minute matters when overhead bins are scarce. Second, carry a compact under-seat bag with all your essentials, passport, laptop, medications, and valuables. If your main carry-on is sent to the cargo hold, you still have what truly matters right at your feet. Here's a subtle insider tactic airlines rarely mention. If you're traveling with someone, coordinate your packing. Instead of each person bringing a full-size carry-on, share one and let each person carry a personal item. This reduces your overhead footprint and doubles the odds of keeping your critical luggage on board. By 2026, overhead space isn't a luxury, it's a strategic advantage. The prepared traveler secures theirs quietly while the rest scramble and argue in the aisle. Let's be real. These 2026 carry-on regulations aren't minor tweaks. They are a complete reset of how we fly. Size, weight, liquids, batteries, every single detail now counts. Ignore them, and you could lose your bag, waste precious time, or pay surprise fees before takeoff. Smart travelers stay one step ahead. Measure your luggage at home, weigh it before you leave, keep electronics charged, liquids organized, and always double-check airline rules before departure. A few minutes of prep can save hours of stress later. Airports are evolving at lightning speed. Scanners, sensors, automation, and rules will only become more complex. While most passengers panic, you already know what's coming. Which of these rules caught you off guard the most? Comment below. I read every story, and if this guide helped you get ready for 2026, subscribe and hit the bell because the next wave of airport changes is already underway. Until then, pack smart, travel light, and stay vigilant. The skies always favor the prepared.